Good evening. Today we're going to start with our business proposal. We would like to state a quote that is important to us. That is, quality is not an act, it is a habit.
My name is Andrea.
My name is Marilu.
My name is Heber.
My name is Rodolfo.
For Consultancy. Our mission is to create marketing solution strategies that meet and satisfy completely the needs and expectations of your company. We are glad to be working with you, and we believe your project is very interesting. We want to help you develop it.
Uh, the relationship between demographics and purchasing power in Spain. The purchasing power in Spain is 32 euros, which places Spain above the European average. Spain is an intermediate position with respect to other countries analyzed, ranking 17 out of 42 countries. Without a doubt, it is favorable for U.S. company to enter our country since the language is a great advantage and that will facilitate the company to have an increase in the sales.
The political system in Spain. The political system in Spain is a parliamentary monarchy and is one of the autonomous communities that are organized along the lines of parliamentary system, each one consisting of an exclusive and legislative division, which its own statute of autonomy approved by the national parliament. Regarding corruption, Spain is in the 62nd place of corruption perception index, which is average according to the Transparency International, the Global Coalition Against Corruption page, which was updated about 2020.
The economic system. Spain is ranked 30 out of 190 in the Doing Business ranking, which classifies countries according to how easy they are to create businesses. The Spanish economy was one of the most affected in Europe by the pandemic that began in 2020, since the economy fell by an 11% the last year. But it said that it will be one of the that will recover the most in the current year and in 2022. In Spain, the footwear sector is not as dispersed as the clothing industry. This market shows optimism since a recovery is expected in the second half of the current year.
Legal system and relevant government regulations. The Spanish economy is one of the that has grown the most in terms of degree of internationalization since it is the 12th largest investor in the world. It has about 12,500 Parisian companies, which tend to position themselves as the top of the value chain. Some of the measures established by the government are: it applies the principle of free establishment and non-discrimination. Foreign investors can carry out any activity under the same conditions as local investors, and the gaming, television, radio, and airport transport sectors are restricted to investors regarding outside of the EU member country. The same happens with the production and trade of arms.
For indirect investment in Spain and the fiscal incentives. Some of the strongest points of the country are the flexibility that economic operators have, the cultural proximity to Latin America, a diversified economy, and an important tourist sector, a good quality of life, among other factors. In October of 2020, Regulation 2019-452 entered into force, which aims to allow a greater coordination into the detection of FDI, where it says that a member state can decide to apply certain minimum requirements that a system will have to carry out.
Local currency and monetary trends. The currency that Spain has is the euro, which compares a lot to the dollar, only that the currency can be considered stronger since it encompasses more than 12 countries that belong to the European Union. At the beginning of 2020, the euro had a value between 20 and 21 pesos, but in March it rose to 26.25, the beginning of one of the largest increases yet in the recent years. And since the euro has remained between 25 and 24. Here in the chart, we can show the
Monetary trends.
Spain culture in a workplace. A standard working week is approximately 40 hours in Spain. The law ensures there is a minimum of 12 hours rest between a working days, and the employees cannot work more than 88 hours over a time in a single year unless there is a collective agreement in a place. Generally, the Spanish are very open and community people.
Environmental regulations. Areas of activity in connection with the environment. Energy, biodiversity, quality and environmental assessment, coast and marine environment, water, climate change, environmental education. Prohibited activities. It is generally prohibited to directly or indirectly discharge wastewater or waste products into water courses. The taking of water for exclusive use without the corresponding administrative concession is prohibited. Activities that cause emissions to air that exceed air quality limits are prohibited. Uh, Penalties. The seriousness of an infringement mainly depends on the financial damage caused, safety of human health, and particular circumstances of the offender, such as, for instance, profit obtained. There's a range from 10,000 to 50,000 euros and up to 1 million euros for very serious infringements. Local hiring practices, employment benefits, minimum wage standards, and the role of labor unions. Non-Europe citizens must obtain a work permit. In 2021, the national minimum wage in Spain remained fixed at 1,108.3 euros per month. That is 3,300 euros per year. The Spanish Constitution grants unions the authority to promote and defend the workers' economy interests. Trade policy details between Mexico and Spain. The European Union is the most integrated economy bloc and one of the most liberalized free trade areas in the world. The Mexico-European Union Free Trade Agreement entered into force on July 1st, 2000, and is one of the most comprehensive trade agreements ever negotiated by the Euro. The value-added tax. The standard VAT rate for importing products in Spain is 21%, but in certain products, a reduced VAT rate of 10% or a reduction of 4% tax applied. The VAT is calculated on the value of the goods plus cost of international shipping and insurance, in addition to import tariff. Should you enter the market in the targeted country? Yes, you should, because manufacturing in Mexico is very cheap, but in the other hand, economy is not very well. So many people can buy this type of products. So if you enter the market in Spain, you're going to be able to sell the product at a higher price, and you will have a bigger range of clients.
When should you start doing it? Why and what are the costs? In order to enter to the Spanish market, it is best to start in mid-2022, since recently there was a hike in COVID cases. So it will be better to wait until the pandemic is controlled. And on the other hand, as the situation is controlled, the demand for the products for manufacturing will be very high. So the price will be more expensive. And once everything begins to be normal, prices will go down again. Should you enter the national market directly or regional market instead? And why? The best recommendation we can give you is to start with the regional market. That way, it would be such a large investment compared to going directly to the national market in case the products does not have the expected response for the public. Which entry mode is the best fit? In Spain, leather is one of the most used products for manufacturing of shoes, and its price is 3 times cheaper. So the best option will be to buy a factory to have a production in Spain, taking advantage of the lower cost. Are there any acquisition or strategy alliance to be made? To start in the market, our main objective will be to focus on the alliances with suppliers to find the best materials and good price, and a production alliance with the company Diagenesis, where we'll be implement its production process with recycled materials with our designs to attract attention of customers. Later on, we'll be looking for promotional alliances where your product is promoted in other stores, and a franchise alliances will be also made once the product is already well known among the population to reach more people.
Thank you for that attention.